What if I told you that thousands of students get accepted into Canadian universities every year, but never make it to Canada? Not because they were unqualified, not because they didn't have the money, but because they misunderstood one critical part of the student visa process. And by the time they realized it, it was already too late. Let me tell you about Jessica. Jessica is a 22-year-old student from New York. Ambitious, organized, and determined to study in Canada. She got her acceptance letter from a top university in Toronto. Everything seemed perfect. But here's the problem. She assumed the visa process would be simple. Just submit documents, wait, and go. But Canada doesn't work that way. And what happened next completely changed her plan. Today, I'm going to walk you through everything you must know about the Canada student visa for 2026. Not just the requirements, but the hidden details, the mistakes, and the strategy that actually gets approvals. By the end of this video, you won't just understand the process. You'll know how to win it. Now let's start with the most important question. What exactly is a Canada student visa? Here's where most people get confused. It's officially called a study permit, and it allows you to stay in Canada and study at a designated learning institution. But here's the surprising truth. The visa itself is just an entry document. The real power is in the study permit. And if you don't understand that difference, you're already at a disadvantage. Jessica didn't know this. And that small misunderstanding led to bigger mistakes. Now imagine this. You receive your acceptance letter. You feel excited. You start planning your move. But suddenly, you're asked to prove something very specific. Not just that you can study, but that you can survive. Financially, emotionally, logistically. This is where things get serious. Let's talk about money. For 2026, Canada has updated its financial requirements. You must show proof of funds for tuition plus living expenses. And here's the number most people underestimate. Around 20,000 Canadian dollars per year for living costs alone. Not including tuition. This is where it gets dangerous. Because many students show just enough funds on paper, but not in a credible way. Jessica made this exact mistake. She showed money in multiple accounts, unclear sources, and inconsistent statements. And the visa officer noticed. This is something most people get wrong, but here's why. They think it's about the amount. But it's actually about the story behind the money. Where did it come from? Is it stable? Is it accessible? So here's the insight. Your financial proof must be clean, clear, and convincing. Now let's move to the next key requirement. Your letter of acceptance. This must come from a designated learning institution, also known as a DI. And here's where people slip up. Not every school qualifies. And if your institution is not on the approved list, your application will be rejected. No exceptions. Jessica double-checked this. And that saved her. But here's what almost didn't. Her program choice. Now this is where it gets interesting. Visa officers don't just look at your acceptance. They evaluate your intention. Why this course? Why Canada? How does it connect to your past and your future? Jessica initially chose a program that didn't match her background. And this raised a red flag. Because it looked like she was using education as an excuse. Not a plan. This is where many students fail. So here's what you need to do. Choose a program that makes sense. Build a clear academic and career story. Because your application is not just paperwork. It's a narrative. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and misunderstood documents. The Statement of Purpose, also known as the SUPI. This is where you explain everything. Your goals, your reasons, your plan. And here's the surprising truth. This one document can make or break your application. Jessica wrote a generic SOP at first. Basic, trial, year, tall, safe, forgettable. And that was a problem. Because visa officers read thousands of these. So if yours doesn't stand out, it disappears. But here's what changed everything. She rewrote it. She told her real story. Her ambitions. Her struggles. Her vision. And suddenly, it became powerful. So here's your takeaway. Don't write what sounds good. Write what is true and strategic. Now let's move to biometrics and medical exams. These are mandatory. And this is where timing becomes critical. You must give your fingerprints and photo after applying. And complete a medical exam with an approved physician. Jessica delayed her medical. And this slowed down her entire process. This is where it gets dangerous. Because visa timelines are strict. So here's the insight. Do things early. Stay ahead. Now let's talk about processing time. This is where patience is tested. Applications can take weeks, or even months. And during this time, anxiety builds. Jessica checked her email every day. Nothing. Silence. Doubt started creeping in. But here's the surprising truth. Silence doesn't mean rejection. It means processing. So what should you do during this time? Prepare. Research your city. Understand Canadian culture. Plan your accommodation. Because once your approval comes, everything moves fast. Now, here's a critical point. Intent. Canada wants genuine students. Not people looking for shortcuts into immigration. And this is where many applications fail. If your intentions are unclear, your visa can be refused. Jessica learned this the hard way. Her first application lacked clarity. She didn't clearly explain her return plans. And that created doubt. But here's what she did next. She fixed it. She strengthened her SOP. She showed ties to her home country. Family. Jiwa. Career opportunities. Future plans. And suddenly, her application became stronger. Now let's talk about something people rarely discuss. Rejections. Yes, they happen. And they hurt. But they're not the end. They're feedback. Jessica was rejected once. But she didn't quit. She analyzed the reason. Improved her application. Applied again. And this time, she got approved. You won't believe what happens next. She landed in Canada. Started her classes. Built a new life. And today, she's working part-time, gaining experience and planning her future. All because she didn't give up. Now let's bring everything together. For 2026, here's what every international student must know. You need a valid acceptance letter from a DII. Strong financial proof. A clear and compelling SOP. Completed biometrics and medical exams. A logical study plan. And most importantly, genuine intent. Simple steps. But powerful when done right. And now, here's the final truth. This process is not just about getting a visa. It's about proving that you're ready for a global life. Ready to adapt. Ready to grow. Ready to succeed. Because Canada is not just offering education. It's offering opportunity. And the people who succeed are not always the smartest. They're the most prepared. The most consistent. The most strategic. Jessica started as someone confused and overwhelmed. Today, she's confident, independent, and building a future in one of the world's most welcoming countries. And here's the thing. She's not different from you. She just learned the system and played it right. So now the question is, will you? If this video helped you understand the Canada student visa process clearly, make sure you subscribe for more deep, step-by-step guides like this. Because your dream of studying in Canada is not as far away as it seems. And what you do next could change everything.